Blog Talk Radio.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. This is the 90 Degree Show, brought to you by the Marching Podcast and Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and I am happy to be of service for you today. Today is September 23rd, 2012, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, and today is our first battle recap show where we discuss what happened at the Battle of the Bands for a particular game that we decided to cover. I'm excited about this show because this is what I had in mind for the show on college marching bands. I myself had been in millions of these debates, and now, you know, we have the opportunity to talk across the country and with people from both sides of the fence and neutral folks. You know, most of the conversations I always have, especially about marching bands, is usually, you know, one-sided. But it's good to now open up the phone lines and hear from multiple people about what we saw happen. So please call in the show today. We are talking about the BoomBox Classic, the annual game between Southern University and Jackson State University. Is one of the greatest rivalries in all of college sports, and we're here to talk about the recap of the game. I myself was not in attendance, being way out here in California, but hopefully we will get a call from some of the people that were there. And thanks to modern-day technology, shout out to Garrett Edgerton and shout out to Gerald Howard. These two hard-working brothers are always at a lot of the Battle of the Bands that I am always interested in, and they are always taping and providing guys like me out here on the West Coast, an exposure of what happened. So shout out to Jared Edgerson. He's a senior at Southern University. And shout out to Gerald Howard, who actually went to Jackson State with me. And he's created bandhead.org. He's supposed to be a guest on the show later on this month. And he'll talk about more about that. But we just really appreciate your call today. We're not going to be able to hear from Chris Jones. We're not going to be able to hear from Maurice, but I think Chris Jones will be joining us pretty soon. 718-664-6025. You can email the show, marchingpodcast@gmail.com, or tweet us at marchingpodcast. You can go to the website, www.themarchingpodcast.com, and you can vote on who won the battle or who gave the best overall performance. I'll post the results on my blog, the Marching Blogcast, and you can get to that from the website, themarchingpodcast.com. We already have a caller, and I'm not sure if this is Chris Jones or not, but caller calling in from the 225 area code, go ahead and give me your name and tell me your experience about what happened at the game yesterday. Hello, are you still there? Caller, are you there? Looks like we got a little technical difficulties, but if you can hear me, man, from the 225 area code, go ahead and try to call back. We may have some technical difficulties. I couldn't hear you, but go ahead and try to call back, and we'll discuss this with you. The BoomBox Classic is now over. I believe the football score was 28-21. I know that Southern won the game. From what I heard, all the people that attended the game, I heard that Southern's football team jumped out to an immediate lead off of some turnovers, and Jackson Jackson State just did not have enough time in the game to come back to try to win. They put the game themselves. There was a lot of talk about Stump Mitchell, him being fired in the previous week, and them coming into the game with a lot of emotion. But Southern won the game, and we want to find out about actually what happened at the game. So please give us a call. The person from the 225 area code is giving us a call back. I appreciate the call back, 225. Give us your name and your experience from the game yesterday. Oh, man. Hello, caller. Oh, man. I hate that we can't hear you, brother, but we've got you in the studio. For some reason, we just unable to we're unable to hear you. If it's possible, I guess call back, or you call like from another phone or something. I really hate that you're unable to talk because you're our first caller. I definitely wanted to show you some love being the first caller today. But if you can, give us a call back. I think Chris Jones is calling in now. I mean, he
What's
gave
up,
us
man?
What's up, Chris Jones? What's going
in
on,
the house,
man?
Hey, man. Hey, it was an awesome game yesterday. It was an awesome game.
Okay,
awesome.
we got somebody already from the 504 area code. Let's let them say something, Chris Jones. Hold on.
All right, then. Okay.
Somebody from the 504 area code. Go ahead and give us your name and tell us your experience of what happened at the game yesterday.
Garrett Edson, a.k.a. the Edgewater Production.
What's up, Garrett? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate all the good video that we checking out online. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Jared Ederson's channel there on YouTube. He's got a lot of good Southern videos. So what was your experience from the game this weekend, man?
Game-wise, it was good. I enjoyed seeing my football team finally win a game this year.
Right.
It felt good to see that.
Well, that was a good thing, I guess. I mean, everybody needs a win. I mean, Jackson State didn't look all that great, but hey, it's still, the epic battle with the bands, and that's what we on.
Yeah, man.
I hate that that the football teams didn't play great, but that's not really my repertoire right there. I'm worried about those bands.
What you think, Garrett, man? I know
it was a fight. It was a fight from beginning to the end. Well, you could say everybody from my standpoint, it was Southern from the 0 until the end of the third quarter, because we had the lead the whole game. And up to the fourth quarter, then Jackson State kept scoring, and then Jackson State band got to play more after that.
Uh-huh.
So I gave Jackson State the fourth quarter because Southern only played once in the fourth quarter, I would say, or twice, if I remember correctly.
They only played twice in the fourth quarter. But this is the part I want to ask. I wasn't at the game, but I heard on the fifth quarter that they had that Darryl Taylor chose the Sonic Boom of the South only to play 3 songs in the fifth quarter.
Songs.
Is that correct?
3 songs. Yes, it is very correct.
So you're
songs.
telling me we had 80,000 fans screaming their heads off, waiting to see this fifth quarter battle, waiting to see this big thing happen, and you tell me they only played 3 songs? That's all you telling me?
3 songs.
Oh,
exactly.
my God.
3 songs.
So hold on. So after the game was over, the Boom played 3 songs and they marched out?
3 songs, man. We're talking about the swag. We're talking about the swag. We played 3 songs.
I thought the game was in Jackson, though.
The game was in Jackson.
It was.
The game was in Jackson.
Oh.
They played. Darryl Taylor told them to play 3 songs, man, and that's what we got to get on right there. The SWAC is known for having the battles, and we didn't have a battle yesterday. That was a skirmish. That wasn't a battle. That
sounds kind of suspect that happened. I remember in '97 when Southern left. I think they played 1 or 2 songs, and Southern left, and we swore up and down that they were somewhat scared of us. But man, I hate to think that the Boom was scared. Well, hey, I mean, we're supposed to be objective, but maybe they were scared of the Boom. We actually got another call. Edge, I'm gonna keep you on here for a second, man, as long as I can hold you. I'm new to this switchboard. We're having so many calls. We got someone
thanks
from
for calling, Edge.
You got someone from the 225 area code calling in. Oh, I think this is my man from 225. I hope we can hear you this fine, 225. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and tell us your name and let us know what you thought about yesterday.
Hey, my name is Jason. Sorry about the technical difficulties, having problems with my iPhone. But yesterday's battle, it was a pretty good battle, I must say. I really enjoyed myself.
Would you think that with what would you say, because I know I have some questions, what did you think about, I guess, the sound? Was the sound for both bands, was the traditional sound there for both bands?
Actually, I think Southern, you get that consistent sound every year. I will say that for my own personal preference, Jackson State definitely stepped up this year as far as the arrangement. In the arrangement category, I think that they sounded better than previous years. So I will say that the sound was definitely there this year on both parts.
Okay, what about marching? Did you notice? Because hey, we know the S comes with the marching. Was Jackson State up to par with the marching as well, or was it just an easy Southern victory for marching?
Actually, Jackson State once again they actually looked more like a more polished uniform unit on the field this year. Was actually surprising. That's the first time I personally witnessed it after attending, several BoomBox Classics. So I will say that this year marching was definitely more even. Both bands, I don't know if it was due to being early in the season, but they both could use a little bit more work as far as straight lines on the field. But other than that, I think the marching was pretty good on both bands this year.
Okay.
Now let me. I got to put something in there, Joe. I got to put something in there, JKB. Man. The dance routine for Southern was off the chain. It was off the chain. Now the energy. I mean, I love the energy. And then I hate to say it, they did the Mohead swag. The Mohead swag is a Mississippi dance, right? You know that, right?
Right.
This dance, they did it so well, man. They smashed it. They smashed it.
I mean, it's always a good battle. I mean, that's one thing that I love about the actual rivalry. It ain't no one side. So it's always, up for good debate. 225, I got to ask you one more question before you go, man. We trying to come up with this name, and if you're there holding 313, go ahead and hold on for me there. We'll get to you. What do you think? Was there something that someone was cranking? Like, was there a sound that either band played? You like, man, that is off the chain right there. And was there also a song that you really didn't understand or it sounded pretty bad? I guess we trying to call it crankin' or stankin'. Was there something that was cranking, and was there something that was stankin' from either bands?
I mean, I'll start with the first song of the day from Southern. I think that Work Hard, Play Hard. I definitely think that was cranking. I think that
Work Hard, Play Hard, yeah.
It definitely set the tone for Southern University. Stankin', I can't think of anything off the top just yet. I have to go back and hear some more clips.
I heard that. Well, hey, man, I appreciate the call. We really hope, you come a regular listener, man, and shout out to you. Where is 225 anyway?
That's Baton Rouge.
Oh, he's the Baton Rouge.
Okay.
He's a true man. He's a true soldier of the SU.
I know. Straight up calling from the ground.
I am a Jag. Living in Texas, but I am a Jag, yeah.
Well, that's what's up, bro. We really appreciate
the thing I like about this guy is he didn't go just strictly SU. He got a balance there, and I like that. I like that.
I appreciate it, man. We appreciate the call. We also got a new caller here from the 313 area code. Now, I think that's Detroit, as many Detroit folks go to Jackson. Go ahead and give us your name and tell us what your experience about yesterday.
CB, what's going on? It's Troy Milton, bro.
Troy, what's up, Troy?
What's up, What's up, baby? Not much. How you doing?
Man, all good over here. Tell us about yesterday, though.
Look, this is my only comment because I wasn't at the game and haven't watched that much footage. But I will say this because you all were talking about the 3 songs and out. Now, yesterday morning, a friend of mine from ex-Southern University student posted a post on Facebook to me and said that Mr. Jackson from Southern University allegedly got a phone call from the Jackson Police Department saying that they were only going to be allowed to play 3 songs. That was before the game yesterday. So he posted this before the game yesterday. So maybe that has something to do with the whole 3-song thing. He's saying that the Jackson Police Department called Southern University and told them they were only going to be allowed to play 3 songs apiece at the end of the game.
Wow.
So, you know, it sounds bold, but, you know, it sounds like
I mean, that's but it's sad though, man. I mean, this is something that this is tradition, man. This is something that we've been doing for years, man. I remember in 1995 when the band stayed out there till 2:00 in the morning playing.
Yes.
They went to the point of playing chromatic scales. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trip to hear. I mean, what happened. I mean, no matter the excuse, it just trying to be objective. It looked like, man, something. If it ain't no drama, you know, DT and them, they took an L on that one. I mean, the BoomBox Classic, and then saying, oh, you know, whatever happened. I mean, I hate to hear the excuse about it. I really hate to hear that they left, and I thought the game was in Baton Rouge to think they left, because my experience in '97, they were throwing beer bottles at us up in the stand. So, you know, I'm sure that folks were scared to stick around in Baton Rouge, but you left Jackson early. It's suspect. Or you got any other comments, or did you hear any other news, Troy, about the game yesterday?
No, that's pretty much all I've heard. You know, none of my Detroit people back yet, so.
Right. I know a lot of people was talking about that Tennessee State game last week. But yeah, Troy, we appreciate that call, man. Spread the word. 718-664-6025. 718-664-6025. You're in the Battle Recap Show for the BoomBox Classic here with the Martian Podcast and Blog Talk Radio. Thanks for listening. Edge, we still got you on here, man.
Yes, sir.
What about the drum majors? What did you think about the drum majors going up against each other?
I mean, I'm a fan of the J5. I've always been a fan of the J5. So I really enjoyed seeing the J5 again. And Keelan was good, too.
Yeah, man. What you think, Chris Jones? You say Chris Jones, you hadn't really seen. Have you seen any footage?
Well, I've seen footage, man. I got up early this morning and watched some footage. Man, I've been doing my research. You know, I was digging a lot of things that was happening. Yeah, just like, man, I'm serious. When they started that Work Hard, Play Hard, that was a hot song. Now I gotta say it like this. It was you know, Southern played a little faster than it really goes, but. Man, it was hot, man. They brought some heat up in there. Now, the sound that they have, man, I just got to get on this. And it's just me. I mean, it's coming from a spirit. I just got to let you know, Joe. I'm tired of seeing Southern University do the same thing with all their music, man. They're always doing the same thing. They break it down, and then you know where they're gonna go. They're gonna go with the trombones first. They're gonna come with the nice chords. Ba, 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 ba. They're gonna come with the simple chords. They do that almost on every song. That is boring. That's that creativity to me. I love Southern. And then I look at Jackson State. Jackson State is doing an evolution of the same thing, man. I mean, we got to stay in our styles. Jackson State has the jazzy sound. Southern has the power. You know, we got to stay in those genres, man. We got to stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That's what I'm saying.
Stay in the lane, I guess, and make sure that they always add something new and innovative to whatever's going on. Because that's one complaint about my old Jackson Fair Deer College home is that I've seen a lot of the same halftime shows. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The template has been so much the same, and it was a trip that I had seen the template so much going to practice. Going to Jackson State, you was already ready. Like, oh yeah, that's the transition music right there. You know what I mean? Damn, man, it's only 11 minutes left in the show. I was looking at some stuff, and I was looking. Southern comes with it, man. I mean, that noise, that live, man. I tell you, man, like being there live, it's just really something to hear and see. And even being out here on the internet with my laptop turned all the way up, it's just hearing that how loud that they are. Did they play something in my heart? Did Southern play that?
No, nah, they didn't. They didn't play.
See, that's my favorite. What about
what was the slow song they played at the end of the fifth quarter?
The song of the year. Wait, the last song?
The last song.
It's Let the Church Sing Amen. I think that's the name. Yeah, the one that Mr. Jackson directed.
That was hot. That was hot.
The one before that was crankin. The one before that though was the song of the year. All the things your man won't do.
Yeah, and that was.
They played that, huh?
Right, man, hey, bro, I thought they were gonna come out and sing for real, man. That thing was hot, man. That was hot. That was hot.
So did they play this after the game, or was this during the game?
It was the fifth. During the fifth.
Oh man, they played 3 songs, man. Like
I'm going to read what happened because y'all know what happened this week, right? Somebody from Jackson State came record the field.
Yeah, somebody recorded the band from Jackson State, came down there and recorded Southern while they were practicing and put it on Facebook, man.
The internet.
Oh my gosh, when did we do that, man? When did that start happening?
That's dirty. Did they put it on one of the Boom pages or something?
Yes, man.
They said on the
Oh man. So they it's almost like Jackson State got what they deserve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they did. I mean, in a sense, yeah. I just wish the battle would have lasted longer than 3 songs. That's just not that's not what the people come to pay for. That what they pay for. And that's just like it's like. When Southern and Jackson State are going to get together and collide against each other, go head up, you want to hear all these songs. You want to hear them come through the book, man. We just don't have a book for nothing.
Wow.
And then the safety precautions, of course, I do understand that. But we've never had any kind of fights there might have been a little skirmish every now and then, but nothing like that had to, you had to call the police and say, look, we need you to play 3 songs and be out. Never.
Right,
never.
Or like Alabama State in '96. It wasn't nothing like that.
Correct.
It didn't make sense to anybody because the game started at 4 o'clock. The game started at 4 o'clock, not 6 o'clock.
Right.
Or 7. The game started at 4, so they had enough time to go through a bunch more stuff. I walked out the stadium at 7:45. That's what time I left the football stadium.
What? Man, you had time to go to Applebee's and Chili's.
Wow, that's disappointing. 718-664-6025. We're on the Battle Recap show with the S and Jackson State. Thanks for listening. What about the halftime show, y'all? Was it the same basic halftime show from both schools, or who do you think got more house?
Like I said, I love Southern's dance routine, and that's just me calling a spade, man. They were coming with it, and Of course, they gonna march their tails off.
Right, they gonna march. Right,
they gonna march now. They gonna march. And you know what? I love that we always talk about sound and stuff, but I love the crispness. The articulations are really good, and then on top of that, the intonation that they have. And we're talking educated. I know we are, but the intonation that they have on the field was awesome, man. I'm serious because usually you go flat or you go a little sharp. Depending on the weather and then the intensity of how you're playing, with the armature and whatnot. And they really sounded good. Jackson State, on the other hand, sounded really good, too, as well. Now, I myself say that dance-wise, I like Southern, but drill-wise, I like Jackson.
The drill, you like the drill that Jackson State did?
Yeah. And I like the dance girls. I like the dance girls too. I ain't gonna lie about that.
The drill has been looking good from the stuff that I've seen from Jackson State. I mean, that's definitely something that they are paying attention to and practice every day. Yeah, that's definitely cool. But I guess, man, it sounded like from what we recapping, of course we didn't have that many resources. It sounded like the good old Boom took a little bit of an L, man.
Yeah, man, they did take a little bit of L.
Oh.
Hey, but I tell you like this though, if it comes to pass again, and these two schools meet again, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Jackson State will get them. They will get them.
Well, they have to because it sounds like they ran. I mean,
yeah, it sounds like they ran and playing 3 songs. Are you serious?
I mean, I've been trying to find
grease on that, Joe.
I've been trying to find more clips. Like, I talked to Ed this week, and I was like, okay, I knew I was going to see this other stuff. And I talked to Gerald Howard this week. And so, yeah, he got some of everything, but I just didn't see that much footage of the Boom, and
Right.
And that made me wonder, Shout out to my wife. I was in labor. Well, I wasn't in labor, but we were in the hospital all weekend. Yeah, I just had a son, Alonso Alvin.
Congrats.
Yeah, man, he was born this morning. So I was in the hospital, but we had Wi-Fi. So, I was able to catch up with some band stuff, and even Alonso heard me listening to some band stuff this morning, being a couple hours old. But at the same time, I just did not see a lot. And I kind of felt that, too. I was like, did Jackson take an L this week?
And they was trying to hide it?
Yeah. Oh,
you can't hide it with the media this year. You can't do it like that.
You can't do it, man. So I tell you what, we're getting towards the end of the show. Garrett, man, I really appreciate the call. And,
yeah, Garrett, thanks for calling in, man.
We're going to be chopping it up with Garrett here in the future. He's doing his thing with all the HD videos. Y'all make sure. What is your YouTube channel? What's the name?
YouTube.com/Garrett1216.
Okay, y'all heard that. Y'all make sure y'all follow it. A lot of really good band clips, especially of the S. A lot of good things for the marching band experience. So we really want you to follow. What was your overall, I guess, synopsis you would think, Garrett, of how it felt? I mean, other than the Boom leaving early, how did you feel about the actual BoomBox Classic?
It was pretty cool. It wasn't like 2010 though, but it was good. I enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, man, that's great. That's great.
2010 was a good year. 2010 was a good year. I was there. That was a hot BoomBox. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
That wasn't a BoomBox. That was a chicken box, boy, because they was fire. It was some cooking going on in that thing, boy. It was some cooking going on. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna make sure I look at and check out some videos, but we really appreciate the call, Edge, man, and I know I'll be hollering at you this week, and we're going to hammer down a specific date, but you guys, for all the listeners, go ahead and give them your YouTube channel again.
YouTube.com/Garrett1216.
Okay, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to that. We really appreciate it, Garrett, man.
Man, thanks for calling in, Garrett.
No problem.
Yeah, man, he's a really good young brother. He's a senior at Southern, and it's always really good to hear from young people doing their thing like he is. He follows the band, and talking to some other people from Southern, they said his videos are on the internet when they get in the band room. So I mean that's something good for them, and shouts out to you, man. So Chris Jones, man, we at the end, and I wish we could talk a little bit more. I wish we were actually at the game. You know what I'm saying?
I wish we were too. I wish I had my popcorn because I didn't get my popcorn and my pom-pom, bro.
Right.
You know, you got to have a pom-pom. You know Jay State is known for the pom-pom.
I know, man.
That's the sweat weapon.
But can you believe it, Chris Jones? They got out of there on 3 songs, man, and just looking from, and even you, because, hey, you know, we all know when Chris Jones saying that somebody was cranking with something, they were. So just hearing that the dance routine was tight.
Yeah.
And hearing that Jackson left in Jackson is ouch. You know what I'm saying?
That's a spank, man. You just don't leave your house like that. And I got to go back to what we call it. What were they thinking? I got to ask, what was Jackson State thinking? What were they thinking leaving with 3 songs? I'm sorry. I would have stayed at least 5 or 6. At least. And
who cares, like, what the police say? You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds so shady that after all these years, the police department will come in. And mind you, the police department, probably half Jackson State graduates anyway, that they would turn around and say, you know, whatever. I mean, it's disappointing, man.
Yeah, it is. And putting logistics and legalities on something that's so pure, music, which charms the soul. We're taking away an episode, a part of HBCU marching band, and that is the 5th quarter. But look, Joe, I know we got to go, man.
Yeah, man, we got to go. Let's wrap it up.
I'm going to throw it back at you. But I just like to say, congrats, bro. Congrats on the baby. And, you know, all the boom, love Harding High School. all my double IOS friends. But I'm with you, Joe. See you.
Appreciate it, Chris Jones. We want to thank God, and first and foremost, we want to thank Chris Jones. Check out the website at www.themartianpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Vote for who you think won the battle, the BoomBox Classic, at themartianpodcast.com. Thanks to you for listening, and remember, the eye is a better pupil and more willing than the ear. Advice may be misleading, but examples are always clear. See you next time.